Hi, welcome to Eva Trades, and my name is Josh, and this is Eva Trades. Wait, I said that already. Ha ha ha. This is my October 3rd trade review, so let's go take a look.
Eva Trades.
Yeah, and this is a look at my progress this morning. It's very small, very, very small. Let me grab my little thingy over here. Gotta have my little thingy. So the circle thingy, so you can see my mouse a little easier. I had a small green day. I was up 250, which is above my daily goal, which was nice, but I gave back a little bit after the bell rang and decided to stop after I gave back half of my profit. So far, so good. The market was still a little lacking today, so still not seeing that nice momentum that we want. All right, so this is a look at the tickers that I traded. I traded two stocks, ALXO and SPRC. Actually, I just lied to you. I traded three stocks, ALXO, SPRC, and OCEA, not exactly in that order. And we'll take a look at all three of those, the trades that I took, where I got in, where I got out. And so AXLO, this is the 5-minute time frame. You can see, and even on the 15 and the hourly here, you can see it made a really nice move in the pre-market and then was consolidating. And so I was watching it right here as the bell rang, and that's right in this area. So I'll zoom in here. And what I had was this line that I put in this trough area. That's a good place to put a line for looking for a bounce off of that level. Oftentimes traders will look at that level and buy there. And you can see here we did come down through that line, and as we started to make a move back up, I bought it and I sold it really quick, keeping in mind that this is a larger time frame downtrend. So playing against the trend, don't want to hold it very long. EMAs are both pointing down. The volume weighted average price, we're below that. So yeah, so you don't want to hold those too long if you're going long on those. So I made $14.98 and I didn't trade it again because it wasn't holding up. And now we're down here consolidating, and we might see it bounce from this level, and let's see if that's anything significant. Not exactly on the 5-minute there. All right, so that was ALXO, and now let's take a look at OCEA. This was the first one I traded this morning pre-market. Made a nice move here. Volume was a little light, but pre-market it can be. And so I missed the move going up, and so I waited and waited and waited, and I said, okay, if it comes down to the volume weighted average price, the dotted line, I'll be a buyer there. And so I bought it here, and then I had actually put two limit orders in, one here and one down here, and both of those orders got filled. Nice little bounce here. I sold it all up into this area. And I think, yeah, I was holding part of it and sold the rest here. But I was green on the stock. I was up about, I think, a whole $10. That's not much. Well, when I trade pre-market, my stop losses, I mean, you can't use stop losses. So because of that, what I end up doing is taking much smaller share size pre-market. Because sometimes these stocks, especially on light volume, will flush down really fast, and I don't want to take a big loss and then not be able to trade when the market opens and when the live stream starts. So I go small. This one came down into this trough area. It's another trough, and I bought it, made some money there. So not bad. I'm up on the stock so far, doing pretty good. I think I was up $30 on it, maybe 20. Comes down here and making this little move right here. I decided this might be a good trade to get into, so I jumped in it there on that breakout. but it didn't hold up. So a lot of times you will see these break out. It's trading below the volume weighted average price. It's that little equilibrium, but it was a little extended, so I should have noted that. So it didn't hold up, but I'm still holding it and waiting to see if it's going to go. It starts to drop here, and so I just got out. I didn't want to hold that. And so I took the loss on it. And then it started to break out afterwards, and I was like, ah, dang it, maybe it is going to go. So then I jumped in it, and that was a bad trade. That was more FOMO than anything. And then the next one, that was the flush. And that's, I bought it. I added to it on this pullback thinking we might hold this support, but we didn't. And so I took a big loss there and ended up being down 24. And then I didn't trade it again after. Oh, wait, I did trade it again. I lied. Again, I lied. Oh, I see what I did. I traded it here at 371, looking for that bounce off of that trough. And we didn't get it. It just dropped straight below it. And then I didn't trade it again, and it continued to sell off. So I tried, and it didn't work. Pretty good trades on that one, with the exception of the one breakout. So then the last one, my big winner on the day, was SPRC. And this one I also traded pre-market, and I was watching this consolidation period, but I wasn't really too interested. The volume was super light on it, which is typical during consolidation. But even on this breakout, the volume here was pretty light. I'd like to see over 100,000 shares per candle, at least, on a breakout. But anyways, I was watching it. Nice consolidation. We had this trend line on this thing that looked pretty good. And then, this was the one here. We made this nice move up. We pulled back to the EMA, and then we bounced off of that. And I didn't buy it at the EMA because of that light volume. I didn't trust it enough. But then it made a move up, and I was like, okay, we came up to that line a third time, consolidated sideways, and I'm like, well, if this thing breaks out, over $5.30, I think that's a good place to be a buyer. And we do have these levels here. We need to get over those as well. And then our resistance is way up here at 599. That was that one there. Okay, so yeah, I was like, that would look good. And then the next candle opens and it starts to break out. And it broke out so quick, and then I waited for the pullback, and I put in some limit orders and got filled. And then I sold up there. This candle just surged higher really fast. That was a quick $150. Even with wide stop losses, small share size, I still made $150. Not bad. And then we had this level here I was watching at 607. Almost a double top inside bar bull break, so I bought that and I sold it up there, and then we broke out over that level, looking really strong, so I took a scalp trade there. And then right here we topped out at 758, pulled back, and then as we started to break out here, that's where I jumped in it and sold it as we broke over the high, and then it flushed down afterwards. And so that put me up like I think it was like $280 on the stock. So I was looking really good going into the bell. Oh yeah, I did try to trade it one more time here. We had this move down to the volume weighted average price, a resistance up here, kind of pulling back, and this started to break out, and that's typically a pretty good trade, so I jumped in it. And I held it, and then it broke through the high, and I went ahead and sold it because I just kind of wasn't sure on that, if it was going to keep going, and it was getting close to, I was already live streaming at the time. I mean, the countdown had begun, so I had to start getting ready for the stream. So that's where I stopped trading. And then it broke down. So then moving on to the bell. Let's clear out these lines. Too many lines here. So what was I watching when the bell rang? Look at that. I clear the old throat. Sorry about that. I might have to edit that out. Nah, let's leave it in there. It's fine. All right, so the bell rings. Equilibrium here, and it starts to break out just before the bell rings. I was like, that's too bad. I wanted it to wait. So as it starts to continue higher, I jump in it there. But then, of course, it comes down and I stop out. So I give back some of my profit and I wait for it to come back to the volume weighted average price. And it does it really quick, starts to move back up. So, and I don't know if you can see this, but there's a little green arrow there. That's where I got in it. And for a little bit, I was way up here, had some pretty good profit on it. I was like, yeah, this is probably going to put me over 300 on the day. But then it dropped off and I stopped out down here. So that was a bummer. And then as we came down to this support and broke below it a little bit, I bought that, sold it up here. And then I think the last trade I took on it, was that 5 minute? No, I don't think so. I don't remember what level I was looking at, but I think I had these lines in here. Oh yeah, that would have been right. Yeah, because that was my support down there. So that's the level that I bought off of here. And I bought it 3 times. And I think I only bought it twice actually, but it shows 3 arrows there. Anyways, so I bought that, and rather than hold it, as soon as we started to bounce here, I sold it and made back some of that loss that I had over here. And then I quit because we were below the volume weighted average price. We have all these candles with lots of wicks on both sides. So to me, that seemed like a lot of uncertainty. And I had already given back about half of my profit. So I decided to stop. And, had I held it, this was a nice break. And now we opened, we halted going down. And oh yeah, one thing I wanted to see. We had on the 15-minute here, if you can see this, we had this level down here, that trough level. Oh, and look at that. Because I was saying that we might resume after this halt and we might open down here. And look what we did. We opened right at that level. Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool to see. So if you'd waited for the resumption, jumped in it, you could have played this bounce. Now here we are, we bounced off of it, and now we're bouncing a third time. So the Bears keep on attempting it here. They might win out. But the Bulls want to get over 575. Not a bad indicator there, that level. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty nice. And of course, the levels on the larger time frames become a little more important than the levels on the smaller time frames. But the one thing you have to be aware of is that if you mark out a level on a larger time frame, if you try to trade that on a smaller time frame, be aware that on the smaller time frame, it can actually break below it. But on the larger time frame, after the candle closes, oftentimes it'll close above it, but you'll see a lower wick. So that's something to be cautious about when placing your stop losses. You don't want to place them too close to that support level when you go that route. So, okay, so that's my trade review for today. So I'm going to get out of here. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. And I hope you were able to walk away with some sort of helpful and valuable information. I'm Josh. This is Eva Trades, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.